Tell me about your cousin, Mark. Mark Levine.
Okay, here are stories about Mark Christophe Levine.
Is that his middle name?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Mark was born while his father was overseas in Germany. He was just an infant when a WAC came to the house, Women's Army Corps came to the house. Naturally, Aunt Judy went crazy. She didn't know, what do you want? Why are you here? Why are you here? What I remember about this woman was she had a little brown purse that, you know, and I came right up to her hip at the time. That's how small I was. I came to her hip, which is right where the purse was laying, and I just couldn't help admiring that purse. I thought it was just so beautiful. Well, anyway, she looks at Aunt Judy and she says, "Did you have a baby?" And Aunt Judy said, "Yes." She says, "Why didn't you inform your husband that you had the baby?" And Aunt Judy says, "Didn't inform my husband." She says, "I sent him pictures every week. I'm sending him photos. And I certainly informed the Red Cross, and they were supposed to notify him." So anyway, the woman left, and Aunt Judy went to some Jewish organization who informed him of the birth of Mark. Now, when Mark was born, he obviously was a funny face baby, infant, because Aunt Judy said she's laying in bed, and there's a couple of nurses by the door. One is holding an infant in her arms, and says, says to one of the other nurses, "Did you meet Murphy?" And shows the baby to her. And the nurse says, "Oh, hi, Murphy, little Murphy." And then the nurse comes over and brings this baby to Aunt Judy. So Aunt Judy says, "No, that's not mine. That's the Murphy baby." She says, No, we just call him Murphy." She says, "That's what the Irish do. When they have a funny-looking kid, they call him Murphy." So Aunt Judy cried. She said she cried that he was a funny-looking kid. Well, months later, he was born, I think, in November, if I'm not mistaken. So months later, in the spring, when it was warm out, she had him out. We called it an airway. It was a little gateway in front of the house.
He's in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, yes. In front of the brownstone are these little, areas. So she had him in the carriage sitting up, and this man knocks on the door, and he says, "Would you do me a favor, please?" He says, "I'm late for work almost every time he's out there because he is so gorgeous. He's so precious. I can't help it. I have to sit and talk to him for a minute. I have to, play with him for a minute." He says, "And I'm late for work all the time." So he said, "So please, can you keep him in?" The guy worked at the Brooklyn Navy Yard.
Okay.
Which they came down our street, Wilson Street, to get to. And so Andrew said, "Okay, I'll keep him in until you pass." Because she says he went from Murphy to making people late for work because he was so gorgeous.